Welcome to the Basketball England YouTube channel. We're here at the National Basketball Performance Centre for the Academy Finals. We've got the WEABL Finals where we see Copleston High School take on the Manchester Mystics. It'll be a really interesting contest. Both teams are league leaders for North and South. It'll be really great. We've got loads of award winners here, so it'll be a really interesting contest. Be sure to leave comments. We'll be reading them out, start some discussions. You can follow along the whole game. We've got this live stream, we've got the live stats, but also follow along on Academy Basketball on social media, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, the whole lot. Follow along, stay tuned. It'll be a really good game. Is that one fine? Oh yeah, no one cares about who I am. It's fine. Alright, I'm here now, courtside with Hannah Holty. Hannah, we're about to watch the WEABL Finals on Copleston High School. It's a Manchester Mystics. What are we expecting from this game?
I am expecting a lot from this game, Isha. You know, Manchester making history today of being their first time at a WEABL Final. And then Copleston High School, they've been here before, but they haven't quite made it to win the silverware. So let's see what today's got in store for us.
Yeah, it'll be a really interesting game. I mean, obviously, they're not exactly the same team, but if you look at under-18s, they did play each other in the Cup semi-final. Ipswich had a very comfortable win there, but a lot of players missed it. I mean, they don't have Louisa Gibbons, but then Manchester, missing the likes of Irene Abodo, Isabel Robinson, so it'll be really interesting to see which team can come on top. What do you think they've been like at academy level though? First of all, let's talk about Copleston. What have they been like at academy?
I mean, Copleston have had a good run. You know, they had a 9-1 record this season in the regular season, and that one loss was to Cola. So that's kind of what we expect. It's always tough between those two, but they are very much known for their defensive zone. You know, they come tough with that zone. They get some quick, easy steals, and that correlates to quick, easy points for them. So they have been really good with that. You know, I think the zone press that they play as well is an easy way for them to even capitalise more on those steals, and again, looking to work in the paint and getting the ball up and down the court.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Ipswich, or Copleston / Ipswich, the whole organisation, you do associate them with winning in women's basketball. So let's take a look at Manchester now, though. I mean, they have quite a different team across all the age groups, but a lot of these players play with each other and have faced these Ipswich players. So what are we expecting from this academy team today?
I mean, their defence to fuel their offence. They play tough, and they've also had a perfect regular season. They've gone 8-0, and their semi-final victory was actually over Cola. So I think, you know, that kind of speaks volumes in itself. And I think if they've come out today with that intense full-court defence that they're usually good at playing, I think they should have a good chance of taking home the silverware today.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, as you said, both teams are really tough defensively. I mean, slightly different types. I mean, yeah, Ipswich, we see their zone press. Manchester, that really tough man-to-man. But let's look at individual players now. Let's look at Ipswich first. Who from them are we going to see that's going to stand out?
I mean, for me, I think we've got to look at Louisa Gibbons. She was the Defensive Player of the Year, and rightly so, with her stat line. It was very impressive. I think she's tough in the paint. She's really good at boxing out, and she's not afraid to crash those boards. So I think that's somebody that Manchester are really going to have to get a body on today. And I think all the way we've got Maisie Keys. You know, she is just such a talented guard. She can really push the ball up the floor. In the National League Cup final, the Senior Women's Cup final, she scored 14 points. I think it was in the first quarter. She went on an absolute roll, and I think that's somebody again that I'd like to see match up maybe with Ellie Costa or Irene Abodo, because I think she's going to be really tough offensively for them.
Yeah, definitely. But let's take a look at Manchester now. Who specifically for them are we going to see who's going to stand out today?
I mean, where do you want to start, Tisha? I mean, you know, they've swept the boards with the awards this year. You've got Ellie Costa winning MVP of the North, Irene Abodo winning Under-17 Player of the North, Alex Hernandez winning Defensive Player of the North, and then Karina Costa winning Most Improved Player of the North, and then the coach as well. So I think, you know, they've got a bench there, an absolute bench of talent, and I think for them it's all going to be about how they come out defensively. And I think if you've got people like Karina and Alexandra Hernandez, who are really tough on that man-to-man defence. You know, they get their hand in the passing lane. They're quite good at sweeping the ball out your hands, and I think that can be really tough against tough to play against. And I think for Copleston, it could really rattle their guards a bit. So I think for me, those two are the kind of key defensive players that we need to look at for Manchester. Offensively, you're going to have to look at Irene. I mean, the way Irene can drive to basket, she can really open up the lanes. The girls' talent's just unrivaled, really. But I think, you know, they just have a bench full of talent, including, you know, Isabel Robinson and Faith Lloyd. You know, they're both really tough, and they had such an impact in their semi-final win over Cola. So yeah, I'm excited to see what they bring out today.
Yeah, definitely it's going to be a showcase of two really talented teams, some really good young talent out there. But you touched on it so slightly, but the coaching stuff. I mean, both teams have pretty high caliber coaches. I mean, Ipswich have got Nick Drain, Manchester have got Pete Skiva and Rob Bailey. So how do you think the coaches are going to match up in the coaches' game today? First of all, Ipswich.
I think with Copleston, I think Nick Drain, you know, his legacy that he's set up at this school is just incredible, you know. And he's got his assistant, Harriet Wellham, who, you know, we could start reeling off her accolades, but we might be here till the end of the game. You know, she's just an impressive player, and she's got that wealth of knowledge behind her, and she's such a great coach. Like, the way she communicates with these kids is just brilliant to watch, and it's really encouraging as well, I think, for them to have such a successful female basketballer as their assistant coach. So I think, you know, Copleston come with that background, and they come with that knowledge, and that coaching staff, that calibre of coaching staff is just really, really good. And I think it's really impressive for the kids to be able to, you know, really learn from them and have that knowledge.
Yeah, and then take a look at Manchester finally. I mean, Rob Bailey, Pete Skiva, but hopefully Rob doesn't have to hold any buckets on the court today. But yeah, what about them too? Yeah.
I mean, they're just brilliant. I mean, for Pete to have won Coach of the Year in his first debut season as a women's coach, because he was, you know, previously a men's coach, I think just kind of explains everything. And I think the girls are really energised by him, and, you know, they love to kind of learn from him, which I just think is fantastic. And it's real kind of impressive to see.
Definitely. I mean, we're in for a really good contest. Should be an amazing game. So stay tuned, stick with us on the Basketball England YouTube channel. Follow along on social media at Academy Basketball England. I'm done now. Hannah Oldie and Kaz Bullock are going to take you through the first half. We'll be back at half time. Thanks, Hannah.
For the first half as we get ready for the whole game. Hannah, you're going to be here the entire game. But as you both said, a really exciting contest between both of these teams that meet each other across the age groups, and teams that want to get it done out here on the court. So as you mentioned, Copleston co-winners in the 1920 COVID season, Manchester never having made a final before, Manchester never having made it out of the quarterfinals. So a huge achievement for both teams.
Yeah, absolutely, you're right. And I think, you know, like we said, Copleston, they're no strangers to big finals. They know what to expect. They know what to kind of bring here. And I think Manchester, you know, yes, it's their first WEABL final, but they've been in, you know, the regular season National League finals. They've been in the junior final fours. But it's different. It's always a little bit different, you know, because it's a Wednesday for starters.
Middle of the day.
But I think, you know, we've got a lot of these kids that are playing on, you know, they don't all play together at the same age group. There's a cross level. You've got Isabel Robinson, under 19, Faith Lloyd, you know, and then you've got, look at the Ravimbo, and you've got Wyatt, that are all, you know, the younger age group. So it's a real mesh of players on that team. But I think I'm excited to see what they're going to bring out today.
Definitely for Copleston as well, in a similar position, players that will play across the age groups, across the teams, and we see Maisie Keys back facing against her old team, the Manchester Mystics. She'll be part of the starting five for Copleston. Alongside her, Hannah Gray, Keris Leach, Louisa Gibbons and Holly Ensel. And for the Manchester Mystics, it will be Ellie Costa, Karina Costa, Alex Hernandez, Irina Bozo and Faith Lord. As teams are out on the court, Manchester playing in blue today and Copleston in red and white. We got all the colours.
We have.
So for the tip, it will be Ensel and Lord, and Ensel and Ipswich with the slight height advantage going into this game. Holly Ensel at 6'6".
I didn't realise how tall she actually was until I stood there on the court.
She's been really impactful inside.
Yeah,
it's going to be really
been
exciting.
brilliant. She's been really, really good to watch.
So ball's up and we're underway. The WEABL finals, and the first possession goes to Copleston. And it's Gray, defended by the North's Defensive Player of the Year in Alex Hernandez. Out to Leach. Leach, catch and shoot 3. That's good, and that is exactly what Kerris Leach does and what we expect to see from her today, don't we, Anna?
Yeah, if you give her that space, she'll take it.
A lights-out three-point shooter as the ball's poked into the hands of Gibbons, who brings it up the floor. Hernandez forces a steal. Aboado has it. Ellie Costa stepping through to the basket. Hernandez picks it up, and Aboado just going to hold on to it for the Mystics. Costa for 3!
I think we're going to have a shooting game here today, Kaz.
Both teams, we've got the top 2 scoring teams in the league, teams that like to shoot the 3, as Hannah Gray gets to the basket.
Here we see Ipswich setting up in their zone.
That worked well for them as Gray again, back-to-back buckets for Hannah Gray.
You know, it's so effective. It allows them to get these quick, easy steals and really get the points. And like this, you know, turnovers, forcing those turnovers.
He sneaks up behind Leach. She'll try another 3. Not that time. Karina Costa with the rebound. And that's something you need to watch, isn't it? That sneaky steal from Maisie Keys. She's a very good defender.
Yeah, very much so. And it's just unsettling, I think, as well. I think because you just don't know where she's going to come from.
She comes from anywhere. She's all over the court. Hernandez. Lord, hands off to Costa. Costa with the short jumper. Spins out, nearly got that. But good D there from Copleston to start things off. Leach, 3, too short. And Gibbons with the offensive rebound, and that's something that Manchester needs to look out for, isn't it, Hannah? So boxing out, getting those rebounds.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you've got the height advantage there of Gibbons and Ensol, so I think they're just going to have to get a body on them. Hernandez
takes it to the basket, too short. Ball's knocked out, but it will be a foul called on Manchester. That'll be on Lord her first.
Yeah.
So Copleston ball. It's a 7-3 lead here early on in the first. Keys looks to get it over the line and knocked away by Ellie Costa. And you'll see that's something Ellie Costa does really well, isn't it? She's joined 3rd in the WEABL in steals per game with 4.2. And just any league she plays in, she runs riot with the steals.
Yeah, she does. And it's the way she gets her hand in the way. It takes somebody to really read the ball well to be able to do that.
Ball intercepted there. It's Costa that does come away with it. Hands it over to Aboado. Aboado stepping through. And Irene Aboado gets her first points of the game. And a long pass over to Gray. Manchester caught sleeping a bit there on the transition.
Yeah, I think, you know, Copleston rightly so. Killing Manchester on that one because you can't sleep on it. You know, every age group, Copleston are very good at having a leaky wing player, I like to call it, a cheeky leak.
Yeah, you saw Yaz Edwards do it last
year. Yeah, cheeky leak. It's somebody that will wait at the other end, and you know, you've got the guard there ready to make that full court pass. And it's so effective. It gets them so many quick points.
It absolutely does. As an 8-second violation. Again, the defensive pressure from Copleston really evident early on.
Yeah, absolutely. Just unsettling Mystics quite at the minute.
And this Copleston team, so they were in the final this time last year against Kohler. Kohler coming out on top 89-84. But again, we spoke about experience in the previous game, and Copleston experience on this stage last year. Different players, obviously, in a different field, but they're certainly showing no sign of needing to warm up into it.
Absolutely not.
Gibbons. Keys at the buzzer. Maisie Keys had to put something up there.
See, that was a good set there from Manchester. You know, good pressure defense, forcing the kind of the tough shot. And I think if they just kind of keep chipping at that, they should be able to settle into it.
As Karina Costa scoop layup up and in, and we see that so many times from her. If you've ever watched Division 1, that high off the glass shot that she has brings Manchester to within 2. Gibbons working away inside, will get the foul and a chance for a three-point play. And Louisa Gibbons, she is so dangerous, isn't she? That footwork to the basket, she's very, very efficient. Yeah, she's so effective at getting to the paint. You know, it's very clinical. The way she pivots and can always, you know, manage to finish at the same time is brilliant to watch. As a player that will be heading to the University of Vermont in September to play NCAA Division 1. Has had a huge impact on this Copleston and Ipswich program throughout the years that she's been there. As the Mystics look to cut into this 4-point lead. Costa pulls up for the long 2. Too strong, Lord with the rebound. Chinamasa can't get it to go. It's Manchester ball on the end line. I think Faith Lord there underneath the basket, able to keep it in. Yeah, I think she was. She's so tough, Lord. You know, she goes after every single board. And a step out of bounds for Manchester, so Copleston will get the ball back. Gibbons finds Gray. Gray's doubles, looks to pass out of it. Ensel hands off to Keys, and ball will go the way of Manchester.
Sideline for Manchester, 7-11 the score. Blistering start to this game.
Abodo puts it up, and she gets the whistle. Irene Abodo heading to the foul line. And the North's under-17 Player of the Year picks up her award just before the game. And, you know, me and you speak about this, Hannah, in the Division 1 games where we get to watch Irene, but what an exceptional talent out there on the floor. Yeah, she really is. I mean, she's very bouncy. That's the best way to describe it. And I think that athleticism, it just stands her in good stead, you know, and it just creates this kind of amazing talent that she's got where she's able to drive to the basket, you know, like this, put the ball up. Yeah, and she just gets better and better. She does, doesn't she? As she steps over the line. She won't mind me saying that. So cuts the lead to 3, 1 of 2 from the line. And Copleston have the ball. Keys are racing down the court. Pass knocked out, stays with Copleston. And these are two teams that like to play fast. Copleston lead the league in fast break points with 26.2. Manchester in second with 22.6. So both teams like to get out and run. As ball goes out of bounds. And looking at the way these two teams play as well, Hannah, obviously very, very fast players, but Manchester have 4 out of the top 5 ranked players in steals per game. They average 23.5 steals per game, and Copleston are second with 18.9. So Manchester are really a team that, as Costa gets fouled and will go to the line, but Manchester a team that really like to pressure the ball and take it away and then run. Yeah, and I think that's, you know, a very similar situation to the way, you know, Copleston have this zone press and and they have their really solid zone, right? And I think Manchester are very the same, but across the men's basketball and women's basketball, you know, they're known for playing that tough man-to-man defense, that in-your-face aggressive defense, getting your hand in the passing lane, and when you practice that and you can really, really match it, you know, that's when you can pull away with all these steals. And the only, you know, the alternative of that is that you have to then, you know, make sure you capitalise on those. Yeah. You know, but that's all about repetitions and training and things. So Manchester not able to capitalise from the free throw line, but we'll see Deanna Carrington check in for the first time for Copleston, and Carrington For me, she's a real energy player off the bench for Copleston.
Yes, she really is. She's a real spark.
Yeah, she is. She does all that hard work as well off the ball as well, stuff that won't show up on the stat sheet, but she's such a determined player. When she sees the ball, she's going after that ball.
yeah, she's one of my favourite players to watch like you say, on the wing. You know, the way she moves off the ball, it really creates spaces for her teammates. I think she's a real attribute to this Copleston team.
Manchester picking up full court here. Leach has it. Keys in the corner, threes up. Too strong. Isabel Robinson in for Manchester for the first time. Alongside Wyatt Gore for Manchester. And there'll be a turnover for the Mystics. So Copleston will get it back. And Manchester looking to force the turnover again. A jump ball called as Ravimbo Chinamasa.
She was not letting that go.
Forces that. She said, I'm having that ball.
That's mine, thank you.
So it will stay Manchester possession as Gore has it from the sideline. Costa. Copleston with the 3-point lead. Costa goes to the basket, draws the foul. That was a great fake to Abodo. I think Irene thought she was going to catch it.
Yeah, I think she faked us all, including Irene. That was a fantastic fake.
Irene was like, the ball's not in my hands, where is it? So Ellie Costa goes back to the foul line, and that foul called on Deanna Carrington, her first. Ellie Costa, the North MVP of the WEABL this season, hits the first free throw. A player that's just got better and better throughout the years she's played.
She really has, and also her mental game as well. I think the way she can read the game now, it's just, she's really pushing to those elite levels.
It's that basketball IQ as well that comes with, it's not just getting your shots up, it's just knowing, like you said, how to read the game. And Gray takes it all the way, and Hannah Gray up to 8 points personal out of Copleston's 13. Gore finds Costa. Costa skipping through. Abodo runs into traffic. Keys passes back to Gray. Gray spinning. Finds an open Leach. And she'll hit. And Keris Leach, give her an inch of daylight. She's going to make you pay. 6 points for Leach, both on threes. Chinamasa finds Costa. Costa will look to answer with a three. That's too strong. Chinamasa with the floater, gets the roll.
Ravimbo's got a great floating game. Honestly, sometimes you watch her and she'll put it up and you'll think, that's got no way there it's going to go in. And it just floats straight in. Floats right in.
Carrington gets it back behind the arc. Abodo with the rebound. Abodo 3 points, 4 rebounds already as she goes to the basket, puts it in. And she'll get a chance at the foul line. And Irene Abodo, we see her time after time in finals, in big games, she steps up.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, she is very aware the impact that she has on her team, I think both mainly offensively, and I think she's very much, she steps into that role and really is really consistent with it, and you know, she's so crucial to Manchester's offense.
And a great leader out on the team as well, alongside Ellie Costa. So a timeout called as teams will talk things over. Thank you to everybody watching live on the Basketball England YouTube channel. Remember to like and subscribe. We've had some great action already. The CBL final where New City College took home their first title on the floor. And coming up after this game at 5 o'clock, we've got the EABL final between Barking Abbey and Myerscough. So we're only just getting started, aren't we, Hannah?
Yeah. Have you noticed there's a north-south divide throughout the whole competition today?
Yeah, all throughout. Yeah, it's split. So we've had the South take the first game. So let's see what's going to happen in this one, this next one.
I think it just shows as well, like, the breadth of talent that we have across the entire country.
Absolutely.
You know, that it's not just kind of one area dominant. It's the entire length and breadth of the country that we've got these young players that are, you know, here on this stage and performing at such a high level.
Absolutely, we've had players from again across the country representing GB, representing England across the summer at different tournaments, and I think British basketball, it's just really, it's an exciting time, isn't it,
really
to be
is.
involved. There's a lot going on this year. GB women and men qualifying for Eurobasket.
Are you going?
I want to, but like the tickets look like they've sold out.
Oh.
So, like I aim to. If not, I'll watch it on telly. But loads of great opportunity throughout the rest of the year to support all these young players and all the great talent we've got in this country, as Abodo can't get the three-point play. And it's Copleston with the ball. Katie York checking in for Copleston after that timeout. Ball's knocked away, it's kicked. You can see the pressure there that Isabel Robinson puts on as Copleston try and get the ball into Gibbons. Isabel Robinson, she may not have the stat lines that kind of jump out always, but defensively she's incredibly tough.
She absolutely is. Yeah, she really works her body on you, but she also knows how she can read the ball and read where you're going to take the ball as well.
As Gibbons' shot is off the rim. Rebound goes to Manchester, but will fall out of bounds with it. So that's a Copleston ball.
But again, that was a really tough move by Louisa Gibbons. The way she used her footwork there to go by Isabel Robinson, it was just fantastic.
Leach swings it to Carrington. Abodo read the pass, racing down the court. Abodo to the basket and drops it in. And Abodo up to 7 points personal. Sideline ball for Copleston. It's a tie game at 16-all. 2:27 to play in the first. Gibbons. I love that we get point Gibbons several times throughout the game.
She's so versatile.
She is. Carrington hangs in the air and puts it in. Her first basket of the game puts Copleston up by 2. Abodo, long pass over to Gore. Gore will finish at the rim. And we're back to a tied game. This is just back and forth basketball.
I mean, I think, you know, Manchester really just kind of gave you a masterclass there on how to break this press. You know, they didn't rush anything. They didn't, you know, have to, you know, do anything special. It was just find that space and move the ball into the spaces.
As ball's out of bounds, Copleston ball from the baseline. 9 seconds on the shot clock. Keys. Leach in the corner, 3. Bounces off the rim. Carrington with the rebound. Out to York. York's 3's good. 3-point Copleston lead. Abodo's double, needs some help. Chinamasa finds Robinson. Costa, a long 3, will go! And Ellie Costa, a deep 3, hit that one from volley range. Ties the game back at 21. Carrington. Back to Carrington at the top of the arc. 6 seconds on the shot clock. York. Gibbons fights for the rebound, swings it to Key. She's blocked underneath the basket, and that'll be a shot clock violation. Fantastic defense on display there from Manchester. Played defense for the full 24 seconds, and then carried on after the ball hit the rim, because sometimes you could
just stop and but no, fantastic. But I mean, also Copleston then, that great ball movement. It was such a shame because that was a beautiful cut there between Louisa Gibbons and Maisie Keys. It was fantastic.
It deserves to be rewarded with points, doesn't it? Chinamasa. Robinson working against Gibbons. Swings it baseline. Abodo's 3 hits the front of the rim. Carrington leading the charge for Copleston. York. Pass is knocked away. Chinamasa has a racing go up ahead, but it's Keys that'll intercept it. 13 seconds in the quarter. Keys against Abodo.
That was a matchup I wanted to see today.
Keys turns and fires. And that'll do it for the quarter. A 23-21 lead for Copleston over Manchester. As you said, Hannah, that matchup, Irene Obodo, Maisie Keys, we're going to see a lot of that throughout the game. Previous teammates, so they have an insight into how each other play.
Yeah, and, you know, not just kind of, you know, club teammates, they've played internationally together as well. And I think, you know, it's always tough coming up against your teammate, an old teammate, especially when you know that they know how you tick. And I think sometimes that can get in your head a little bit more than rather than kind of actually just trying to play against them. But I think two very extremely young, talented players. So I think we're going to in for a battle today.
Definitely, and that was Keys' first points of the game, and what a way to do it as well. 2 points for Maisie Keys and a rebound and an assist, but leading the way for Copleston. It's been 8 points personal from Hannah Gray, who just came out firing 80% from the field, has a couple of rebounds and assists as well. Kerry Leach adding in 6 points on those 2 made threes. And for the Manchester Mystics, Ellie Costa, the MVP of the North, 8 points so far, and Irene Obodo adding in 7 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists and a steal.
I think, you know, looking at those stats, you know, it just kind of shows, doesn't it, that, you know, how versatile both Ellie and Irene are. You know, Ellie scoring her 3 and then also scoring her drives and free throws. So I think, you know, it's all about kind of versatility with these players. But then you look at Copleston and, you know, you've got Hannah Gray there bullying her way to the basket. She was absolutely fantastic, so tough and so aggressive. And then Kerry Leach just doing what Kerry Leach does, you know. And I think when you, it's a real kind of battle against two very, very different teams in that Copleston are consistent with their game plan and what they do. And they're consistent with each player's role in the team. Okay, we've seen Gibbons bring the ball up a few times, but I think, you know, it's very much that's what Copleston are good at doing. They're really good at you know, their roles on the team.
Yeah, absolutely. So teams coming back out on court for the second quarter. Something that just stands out a bit there when we were just looking at the stats before, Hannah. 3 of 7 from the line for Manchester. Copleston only getting to the free throw line once so far that quarter. And that's evident, as you say, Ellie Costa driving the ball. You know, she's been to the line, she's had 4 shots, but it's that drive inside that Manchester's looking for. As Gray saves the ball in for Copleston.
Again, that would have been a lovely play, that.
Keys finds Gibbons. Gibbons passes back out of it to Keys. Keys driving baseline. Ball's picked up by Obodo. Has Robinson up ahead. Obodo's going to take it all the way. Robinson gets the rebound underneath the basket. Great movement there, but can't get the ball to go. Gets the rebound again, and another chance for Manchester as Chinamasa banks it in.
But again, that was such a great move by Izzy Robinson. You know, she brought the board down, had a go, and then was still able to pass it out. Recognised that she wasn't in the best position.
Robinson with the rebound. Obodo, Costa up ahead. Hernandez, she'll try a 3, and she'll get it to go. And it's raining threes in Manchester today. Two big possessions for the Mystics as they take a 3-point lead.
Do you know Alex Hernandez, when I've coached her in the past, she's one of them players, you put her on and she's so electric and so fast. And then sometimes right away she'll go to shoot a 3 and you'll be like, no, please, not right now. And then it'll go in and you're like, do you know what? Just keep shooting. Just keep shooting.
Keys kicks it out to the corner. Gibbons. Hernandez, as you said, Hannah, picking the ball off, but Hannah Gray is there and says, I'm not going to let you take that one, as jump ball is called. And the refs will just check that over, but as we were talking, Alex Hernandez, Defensive Player of the Year in North, back-to-back Defensive Player of the Year in the WEABL North, as ball goes with Copleston. Keys up against Hernandez. Hernandez steals the ball away, racing down the court, lays it in, and Alex Hernandez off the bench instant impact, instant energy.
Yeah, you know, she's just so good at reading the ball and reading where it's going to go. She can just swipe it out of your hands.
York, her three bounces off, picked up by Karina Costa.
That was some great passing there from Copleston, really moving the ball well on offense.
Aboado, ball's loose on the floor, picks it up. She's almost quadruple teamed as that three won't fall for Manchester. As Keys running down the court. York swings it to Gray. Gray spins, blocked by Robinson. Gray handoff to Gibbons underneath the basket. That was great vision there from Gray.
Yeah, it was a lovely cut as well by Louisa there, and I think that again just shows how, you know, how much she's developed with her basketball IQ, that she read where the open gap was and was able to create that pass for Hannah.
Costa picks up the loose ball. Aboado calling for it. 4 seconds on the shot clock. Aboado step back. Shot's too strong. Gray leading the way for Copleston with those 8 points. Looks to get to the basket, runs into Costa. And a foul is going to be called. It will stay Copleston ball. First team foul on the Mystics. As we've got a substitution, Kaya Bateman into the game alongside Kerry Leach for Copleston. So Copleston ball. Leach into Bateman. Gibbons backing down Robinson. And Robinson will be called for the foul. It'll send Gibbons to the line for 2.
It's her first foul. I think, you know, it's expected. It's going to come up at some point. You know, if you're being, you know, playing tough, playing aggressive, it is hard, I think, to stay disciplined and stay straight for when you're going one-on-one in the post. It can be quite difficult.
And it's also very early on in these players' careers as well, isn't it? There's still a lot. Obviously, we're at a high level, a high standard here at the final, but a lot along development.
You know, under 19.
Yeah. As Gibbons goes 2 of 2 from the line. Cuts the lead to 1. Costa round to Aboado. Aboado pulls up, spins off the rim. Gibbons with the rebound, a chance for Copleston to take the lead on this possession. In the hands of Keys. Out to the corner. Three's no good. Aboado grabs the rebound. Manchester out running the floor today as Costa, her shot won't go. Robinson's there for the rebound. Just no teammate to pass it to. Bateman into Gibbons. Keys spinning. Ellie Costa has Robinson. Robinson stops, takes her time. Costa's shot pops out. As it's back with Copleston and Gray. Gray to the basket, gets the whistle. And Hannah Gray will go to the foul line at a really frantic pace here, Hannah.
Yeah, I think, you know, that was definitely well deserved by Hannah Gray. I think she deserves to be rewarded for that contact. You know, she's been driving at the basket constantly, and she's been taking, you know, the tough contact from Manchester, so I think she well deserves these free throws right now. But I think you're right, you know, I think Manchester are very much kind of controlling the pace of this game at the moment, and that's because they kind of, their offense is fueled by their defense. Yes. You know, they go after the steals, they've got their hands in their passing lanes, so then they're pushing the ball in transition to get those quick, easy, fast breaks.
Bodo grabs a 6th rebound after we're tied at 28 after that free throw. Robinson with the long 2. Hits the back of the rim, Bateman with the rebound. Gray's gonna slow it down. Ellie Costa will be called for the foul, the blocking foul. That's her first. It's a sideline ball for Copleston. see Alex Hernandez back in as Ravimbo Chinamasa takes a seat. Chinamasa 5 points and 3 rebounds for the Mystics. Gray into Gibbons. Leach finds a way to the basket, lays it in and puts Copleston back ahead.
Again, she's got a great finishing technique, Kerry Leach. She can really get it high off the glass.
As Hernandez's shot won't go, picked up by Robinson, finds Costa. Costa too strong off the glass and Gibbons secures it. Bateman into Keys. Leach, good ball movement here from Copleston. Gibbons has it. Keys in the corner. Gibbons puts it back in. That's what she does, cleans up the glass and puts the ball back in the basket.
Absolutely.
Gibbons now up to 8 points with 5 rebounds.
She reads the long shot really well. You know, like, she can get that angle so that she's there ready for that rebound.
And it's all about the angles on those rebounds. You hear players talk about it, see that they can read it, and Gibbons, as you said, does that so well. And she's going to line up a 3. Won't go. Costa with the rebound. Costa, she answers for Manchester, brings it back within 2. Ellie Costa up to 10 points for Manchester as Bateman passes out to Keys. Gibbons. Gray, drive into the basket, runs into the double team. Bateman has time for 3. Won't go, but another rebound for Louisa Gibbons, who hands it off. And a block from Isabel Robinson, but ball stays with Copleston. Bateman's shot won't fall. Isabel Robinson,
she's got hold of it. She's not letting go of that one.
Has it? She is working hard underneath the basket. And you see there as well, so Manchester able to disrupt the shot, put the shot off, but Copleston come up with the offensive board. So you do the hard work, but you've got to grab the rebound sometimes.
You do, and I think, you know, it can be quite tiring, especially, I've been in Isabel's position where, you know, you're going after everything and then your teammates, there's another player that's not being boxed out, so then you're doing all the hard work, but then it's that other player that kind of lets you down. It's a real team effort when you're going for the when you're going for the defensive balls. You have to go after everything, and it takes everybody to do their job. So I get Isabel's frustrations there, I really do, and she was definitely not letting go of that ball then.
Robinson with 6 rebounds already, but a timeout call, so just a 2-point lead for Copleston, Hannah. It's been a 10-9 run for Manchester this quarter. It was a 23-21 run for Copleston in the first. It's just, as we expected, these are like the top 2 teams in loads of categories, aren't they?
Yeah, and I think, you know, you've got to look at, Manchester's got 14 fast break points, which is just how they play. You know, it's Manchester's run. They like to run the floor. And, you know, 16 points from turnovers as well. And I think that's, again, something that they're really good at capitalising on is, you know, turning the ball over, pushing the ball in transition and getting up the floor. And I think, you know, Copleston are working well. They're moving the ball well. They're getting some really nice open looks. I think for them right now, it's just about executing that and not kind of settling for just a jump shot. They can get to basket. Yeah. They are getting to the basket. They are getting to the foul hours. Manchester are now on 4 fouls. So they need to drive more and I think, you know, really move the ball better on offense.
Those cuts, as you mentioned before, that we've seen, the Louisa Gibbons and the Gray cut inside, that's been working very well. As Costa kicks it out to Ellie Costa. Hands off to Robinson. Robinson, 6 seconds, ball's loose, out of bounds, will stay Mystics ball with 4.8 seconds on the shot clock. And we have Angel White into the game for the first time for Copleston. So 4.8 seconds. Mystics need to get it in. White knocks it out of bounds. Last touch, well, last touch will be Manchester. It's a 2-point Copleston lead. White. Leach. Gibbons, swings it around to Keys. Back into Gibbons. Gibbons driving to the basket. That's a tough move from Louisa Gibbons.
Really tough.
Puts Copleston up 4. Costa to Aboado. Hernandez. Hand off to Costa. Gibbons dives on the ball to come up with the steal. And it's into the hands of Keys. Hannah Gray left all alone behind the three-point line. She's going to make you pay.
Yeah, she will. She will. She's such a tough player. I'm really impressed with Hannah Gray today. She's really, really outshone for this Copleston team. She's been driving to the basket, you know, shooting. She's been consistent. You know, I know it's only the first half, but
a fantastic finish from Aboado. But Hannah Gray, a player that averages 12.5 points per game. She's up to 12 points personal already. As Keris Leach gets in on the three-point action and extends the lead to 8. Costa to Aboado. Mystics looking to answer. Aboado with the long 2. Will get it to go. Aboado into double figures with 11. Keys. And she's fouled on the shot. That's going to put her at the line. And you can see there, Irene Aboado's calling her teammates in, just talking them through what she wants them to do. You know, not to panic here.
yeah, I think, you know, for them, I think when it settles a little bit, it gets a little bit stagnant, is when they struggle then to kind of find something and find some flow on offense. So I think for them right now, they've allowed, you know, Copleston on a bit of a run, and I think they've just got to refocus and, you know, and get that energy and that momentum back up again for them.
Maisie Keys averaging 14.7 points per game. The WEABL this season, that's good for 10th, and 4.9 assists, where she's second in the league. 2 of 2 from the line. And it's an 8-point Copleston lead. Aboado. And Aboado! Oh, basket's no good. That's waved off. Ref waves it off. That would have been... Oh, wow. I don't even know how that went in. So, blocking foul is called. And it'll be an end line ball. the crowd's not a fan of that call, but the ref had a better look on the floor than we did. But what a circus shot from Aboado. Even if that doesn't count,
I'm saying nothing, Kaz.
That gives you a bit of a boost.
You know me, Kaz, I'm staying silent. No comment.
So Manchester ball, Robinson. Robinson against Gibbons, blocked by Gibbons, ball's out of bounds. Stays Mystics ball, 8 seconds on the shot clock. But again, that matchup inside Robinson and Gibbons, it's very fun to watch,
It's really fun, really fun.
Costa into Aboado, has to back it out, 5 seconds. 3 seconds, Aboado trying to put something up. She will, and banks it in. And she said, well, my circus shot didn't count, I'll just make a tough one. Carrington. Into Gibbons. Gibbons backing down Robinson. 5 seconds. And fouls called. That'll be 2 shots for Gibbons. That's Izzy Robinson's second foul. And you wonder if with just under 40 seconds left in the half, Coach Pete Parskiva might take her out.
I think with 30 seconds you're okay. I think, yeah. I think with 30 seconds, she's playing tough. And I think, you know, Isabel's, she's an older player, she's smart. She can know kind of when to, like, you know, be disciplined and rein it in a little bit.
As Gibbons misses the first, and the second one doesn't go either, though. Chasing down the ball, gets her own rebound. Out to Leach. Her 3 will bounce off. Hernandez fighting for the ball, but again into the hands of Gibbons, who is just everywhere on court. Robinson tips it, Hernandez has it. Costa to Costa, intercepted by Keys, who's just saying slow it down.
Yeah, got to settle it here. It's a bit ratty for both teams, I think.
Copleston can hold for the last possession. 10 seconds, Keys against Costa. Keys kicks it out to the corner, three's up, too strong. Manchester with the ball, 2 seconds. Abodo will have to launch from the halfway line. It will be close. Won't go, but at the end of the first half, it is a 42-36 lead for Copleston over Manchester heading into half-time. Hannah, a real back and forth game that has been.
Yeah, I mean, what an entertaining first half. You know, it's been such a battle between both teams. You know, we've had a battle of bigs, we've had a battle of shooting.
Yeah,
you know, we've had it at both ends of the court, and I think it's just been great to see. I need to take a breath.
Well, you can't, because you're going to have to run down courtside and speak to Isha about half-time. But we'll just before you do, we'll just take a quick look at the stats. So leading the way for Copleston, it has been Hannah Gray, as you said, came out firing. 12 points personal, 4 rebounds and 4 assists. Alongside her, Keris Leach adding in 11 points and 3 rebounds. Louisa Gibbons having played the full 20 minutes, 10 points and 8 rebounds along with 3 assists. And for Manchester, it has been Irina Bodo, also playing the full 20 minutes, 13 points personal, 6 rebounds, 4 assists and 2 steals, shooting 60% from the field. And Ellie Costa, 10 points, an assist and a steal. Alex Hernandez also adding in 5 points along with 4 steals. So we are going to go over to Isha and Hannah shortly, but just before we do, we'll take a look at the game stats. So 44% from the 2-point line for Manchester, hitting 12 and 58% for Copleston with 11, but it's that 3-point shooting. Copleston 5 threes to Manchester's 3 made threes, and just edging the battle of the boards, 26-23 at Copleston. Manchester leading the way with steals, 9 steals to Copleston 7, and Manchester capitalising with 16 points from turnovers. So we're just going to head over courtside with Isha, Naya and Hannah Rolti and get their thoughts on the first half. Over to you, Isha.
Thanks, guys. Yeah, I'm here now courtside with Hannah Rolti. Hannah, what an amazing first half that was. I mean, that is what people pay, not that they paid to come and see because the tickets were free, but that's what people paid to come and see. I mean, what do you think of that?
Yeah, I mean, what a great show of basketball. What a great show of women's basketball, you know. At this level, to be performing like that and be on that stage, it's just great to watch. It really is.
Yeah, let's kind of go into the quarters now. That first quarter, Ipswich, they came out fighting. I mean, they've been in, some of these players have been in this position many times before in finals. They came out quite strong. Manchester did bring it back a little bit, but what do you think of that first quarter?
It was tough. I think, you know, Copleston came out in a zone, they're really tough zone press, and they really unsettled Manchester. You know, they had their hands in the passing lane, they were trapping on the wings, and I think they were able to really capitalise on those steals. So I think for Copleston, it was a really strong first quarter. They were able to, you know, move the ball well. You had Louisa Gibbons being tough inside the paint. So I think, yeah, it was really, really tough for Copleston. And I think Manchester, you know, they did come back a bit in the last half of the first quarter. They went on a bit of a run. But no, I think for me, Copleston was the hardest. They really came out and were aggressive in that first few minutes.
Yeah, definitely. But then obviously in between the quarters, it took a minute to kind of go through what's been happening. Second quarter was a little bit closer. I mean, the Mystics did bring it quite closer in. What do you think about the second quarter?
I do think Mystics on the floor, watching it, they won that quarter with their aggressiveness, their assertiveness, the way they were able to really push the ball up the court. I mean, we said it, me and Kaz said it, they had 14 fast break points and 16 points from turnovers. You know, and I think if Copleston don't take care of the ball in the second half, I think they could be in trouble. But yeah, Manchester really, really smashed it that second quarter, really running the ball and had so many steals. I think as a team they had 9 steals, you know, really getting their hands in the passing lane. So yeah, it's been a pretty even battle, I think.
It has, yeah, it could literally go either way. But let's take a look at some players now, because as we know, Academy Finals are a great time to kind of showcase the talent that we have in this country, young talent. Definitely been some amazing talent on showcase today. Let's look at Ipswich first. I mean, they've got 3 players in double figures. They've got Keris Leach, Louisa Gibbons and Hannah Gray, all in double figures. Louisa Gibbons also going up on the boards. Who do you think stand out the most for you, though?
I think for me, Hannah Gray, she's been so tough. You know, she's been really aggressive on offense, and she's not backing down for the contact from Manchester. You know, she's really going at it, and she's been rewarded with some free throw points there as well. But I think for me, you know, you can't not discuss Louisa Gibbons. You know, she's off to the University of Vermont next year, and rightly so. You know, she's so tough. She's, you know, she can play both ends of the court. She's battling for the rebounds, and she's having one hell of a battle against Isabel Robinson today for the Mystics. So I think, yeah, she's been really, really good.
Yeah, I was just about to say, well, I mean, we're going to go on to the Mystics now, but yeah, we can't talk about the Mystics, let's talk about Isabel Robinson's performance. She's been everywhere today. I mean, she's been after everything. You cannot fault the effort. She's been all over. 3 blocks, 7 rebounds. You don't have to score to have an impact on the game, and she's the walking example of that at the moment. But other players, actually, let's talk about her first, yeah.
Yeah, no, but you just don't, you know, you don't have to score points to have an impact. You know, she's one of those players that you can rely on to go on and do those jobs that, you know, sometimes, you know, you do have players that can score and things like that. But ultimately, getting after the rebound, you know, playing tough defense, guarding the bigs in the paint, stopping those second chance points, those are what make such a difference when it comes to a close game like this. So I think Isabel Robinson has been absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, it's been amazing. But there's been other performances on the Mystics as well. I mean, Ellie Costa, Irene Bodo, both on double digits. But Irene Bodo, 6 rebounds, she's on track for a double-double at the moment.
She really is, and rightly so. You know, the girl's an absolute firecracker. She's so good. And, you know, the way she attacks the basket, she can really, really, you know, open the lanes up and drive. You know, Copleston are playing a zone at the moment, which, you know, isn't the easiest to kind of, you know, drive through the lanes at, and she's managing to really open it up and create that space for herself and her teammates as well. You know, all of them, I think, as a team are moving the ball really well. They're not just settling for 3-point shots. They're, you know, making sure that they're picking the right shot. So yeah, I think they've been really good. They need to continue that into the second half.
Yeah, definitely. So now looking on to second half, I mean, Ipswich, first of all, we saw quite early on they dropped out their zone press, which isn't really the standard for them. So what do you think we expect from them second half?
I think if they come back out in that zone press and they play with intensity like they did in the first quarter, I think they can get some more success off it. You know, Manchester did well in the end to break it, but I think if Copleston are able to bring it with some more intensity, it allows them then to, you know, really unsettle the offense of Manchester and get some quick scores. You know, bring this lead up, you know, get another 10 points on the board. So yeah, I think that would be my game plan if I were Nick Drain today.
Yeah, so look at Nick Drain, now let's look at Pete Paris-Skiva. What do we expect from them? I mean, we have seen that Louisa Gibbons especially, they have been doubling on her. It's worked sometimes, but sometimes there's been that miscommunication from that Manchester defence. What do we expect from them second half though?
I think you're right. There's been that miscommunication on the defensive boards. I think, you know, you've got Isabel Robinson fighting against Louisa Gibbons, but then, you know, it's another Copleston player who's not been boxed out by another Mystics player that's coming in to scoop up the rebound. So I think Manchester really needs to work as a team on those defensive boards. They really need to make sure that they're working collectively and that everybody is doing their job.
Definitely, because it's them tiny details that are going to win the game if they do or don't do them. But anyway, me and Hannah are done now. Hannah and Kaz are going to take you through the rest of the game, take you play by play, and yeah, I'll be back at the end with the MVP and the coach. Thanks, Hannah.
Thanks, Hannah. Absolutely no rest for Hannah Alty, who's just going to come right back round and jump back on commentary with me. So if she needs a drink, she can't have one. But at half-time, it is a 42-36 lead for Copleston over the Mystics. Now for the second half, as we said, it was just back and forth basketball, a 19-15 run in the second quarter for Copleston over Manchester. And it was a 23-21 run for Copleston in the first quarter. So Hannah, sorry, you don't get a break.
It's okay, I just needed a quick sip of my water.
But you're working as hard as the players out there.
Do you know what? I just am.
But what an absolutely fantastic first half. You both mentioned it, but it's exactly what we want to see, isn't it? What a showcase.
Yeah, it really is. And this is what you come to see. And I think when you've got both teams, both very strong academic programs, and I think they're both performing at their best, it's just great to see.
It really is, isn't it? And, you know, we spoke about it earlier, but there's so much talent out there in this country, across the country. So let's see what these teams are going to do coming out into the third quarter. So coming up after this game at 5 o'clock, we have the EABL final between Barking Abbey and Myerscough. You can catch that live on the Basketball England YouTube channel. And we also have the dynamic National Schools Finals taking place tomorrow at the National Basketball Performance Centre. They'll be on from 11 till the last game's on at 4, so another great day. Lots of representation. We've got Myerscough playing, Trinity School, so you'll see some familiar faces out there, but just loads of basketball going on. So back underway for the third quarter, and it's Copleston ball. They've got a 6-point lead. Keys finds a way to the basket. She's all alone, but met by Copleston as the ball will go out of bounds as Gray was trying to save that in, but Maisie Keys there wasn't able to finish the shot, but she had a wide open path. Yeah, she really did. It was a great screen there from Holly Ensom. Really disciplined, kept to centre. I think it's shocked Alex a little bit. Costa driving to the basket, left-handed layup. I don't know how that went in. I was watching it and because she practices left-handed layups, Kaz. Did you know if you practice your left-handed layups, they go in? Did it? Yeah, didn't know that. That's a good tactic to tell people as the ball's intercepted by Lord Abodo. Swings it to Karina Costa, out to Hernandez, into the corner. Costa's three's too strong. Gibbons comes up with the rebound. It's a two-possession game. Leach driving all the way, puts it in. She had great momentum there when she caught it. Just quick step and drove. Just kept going. Yeah. Hernandez to Costa. I'm glad you can see. To Costa, we've got a little bit of an obstructed view in the corner as Hernandez will try a three and nail it. And Alex Hernandez, 2 threes in the game. You want defense? You want offense? Call Alex Hernandez. Cuts the lead to 3. My new word, versatile. I like it. And Gray will answer with a 3, and Hannah Gray has just been doing a bit of everything. 15 points. And stretches the lead back up to 6. Abodo going to take it to the basket. Leach finds Gibbons, back to Leach. A deep 3 from Keris Leach. Not that time as Abodo has it. Costa has Costa up ahead. Hernandez stepping through, off the rim. And Gray will slow things down. Gibbons working inside, fouls called, will put Louisa Gibbons at the line. And that's on Faith Lord, that's her 3rd foul. So Louisa Gibbons at the line for 2. Defensive Player of the Year in the South, named to the All-Conference first team as well, was out with the GB Under-20 squad this summer. A previous WEABL Under-17 Player of the Year. I mean, she's got so many accolades at such a young age, hasn't she? Listing them all off. Goes 2 of 2 from the line. And we'll have a substitution as Izzy Robinson checks back in for the Mystics. Faith Lord takes a seat. So it's an 8-point Copleston lead. Costa to Abodo. Abodo using the screen from Robinson. Won't fall. Gray looking to pass out of it. Ensol into Gibbons. Stolen away by Hernandez. Hernandez gonna take it all the way to the basket. Too much on it. Ball's out of bounds, but it'll be Copleston ball.
She has a great step through, Alex. It doesn't quite, it's not kind of your, you know, your normal step through. But the way she does it is fantastic.
Hernandez will be called for the foul. Just her first foul, second team foul for the Mystics this quarter. As Keys has the ball, Costa dives on for it, jump ball's called, will go with the Mystics. This is why we need a jump ball, Colin, as I like to say all the time. Who's forced the most jump balls? Ellie Costa's definitely been jumping in on some of those.
You think you're safe and she just rips it right out your hand.
There she is. Abodo blocked by Ensol. And last touch will be with Copleston, so Manchester will have the ball.
I think Kerry Sleep was just on the end line there when she caught the rebound. Caught the block, sorry.
So Manchester have a chance here to cut into this lead. It's an 8-point lead for Copleston. Copleston's biggest lead of the game so far. And Karina Costa will inbound. Abodo passes out of it to Robinson. Robinson, shot hits the back iron. Gray.
She did well to keep on that then.
Definitely. As Hernandez comes up with the steal that time. Keys is behind her, but Alex Hernandez scoops it in. Keys with a long pass over to Gray, who's fouled on the shot. And Hannah Gray takes the contact.
That was tough.
That was really tough. See there, that's Hernandez's shot. And at the other end, Hannah Gray answering with the second foul called on Aboado. Hannah Gray has just been non-stop.
She really has.
Gets the three-point play, up to 18 points personal, leading all scorers, and gives Copleston their biggest lead of the game. Costa to Costa. Costa with the floater, spins out. Leach driving baseline, has to pass out of it, will travel. I think she just almost got ahead of herself.
I've done that many a times.
So Manchester will have the ball. Still a lot of time left here. Whilst it is Copleston up 9, it's a, 15 minutes in basketball
really
is an age.
Yeah, it absolutely is.
Abodo to Robinson. Robinson finding space, floats it in.
They've just got a chip at this, I think, I know Coach Rob, their assistant, has always kind of said, if we're within, single digits going into the fourth quarter, I'm happy.
So foul called on Ellie Costa, that's her third. It'll be Copleston ball from the sideline. And that's a case of what it is, isn't it? When a team has a lead, it's really possession by possession, isn't it? You do look at the game as a whole, but it's also a game of runs.
It is, absolutely, and I think this game is a prime example of that, Kaz.
Gray to Leach. Leach keeps it inside the line, but Robinson steals the ball. Abodo to Karina Costa in the corner. 3 bounces out. Robinson rips down the ball. Shinamasa looks to pass out. Hernandez is there, blocked by Ensol. Great defense from Hernandez. Copleston needs to get it over the line. And it'll be an 8-second violation. And Manchester will get the ball back. Alex Hernandez doing an absolutely fantastic job. She is relentless.
Yeah, I mean, she sat on Hannah Gray's lap then and was like, go on, get over the line. Like, you know, it was such a battle then.
So Manchester ball, 7-point lead for Copleston.
Try and get over that line.
Costa back to Abodo. Directing the team. Costa to Hernandez. 2 seconds, needs to put something up here. And time will expire on the shot clock. So a good answer defensively for Copleston.
Yeah, really, really so. You know, sometimes it takes a little turnover like that to kind of switch yourself back on defense, and it's like, right, no, let's go again, let's go.
Hernandez called for the bumping foul, and that'll put Manchester over the limit, and that puts them on 5 fouls. So for the last 4:18 of the third, Hannah, Copleston can take advantage and get to the line.
Yeah, they can, absolutely. And I think, you know, Coach Nix is smart enough to recognise that, and he'll take that and use that to his advantage.
Keys hits the first free throw. Another player that was out with GB over the summer at the under-18 level. And then in her first season for Copleston and Ipswich in Division 1. Goes 2 of 2 from the line. Leads up to 9. Robinson hands off to Abodo. Back to Robinson. To Massa. Ball stays Manchester ball.
I mean, that was a great pass there by Ravimbo, and you know, and a fantastic cut by Alex. I think Hannah Gray just read it perfectly there.
Yeah.
She got her hand right in the passing lane just in time.
Abodo, 6 seconds on the shot clock. Chinamasa, 3. Looked like Basil got a hand on that one as Cara Basil's into the game for the first time for Copleston. Keys, hands off to Gibbons for an easy layup for Louisa Gibbons.
Yeah, and I think that's, you know, just a great teamwork there between Maisie and Louisa. They really can read each other. You know, Louisa reading that cut perfectly.
Louisa reading the pass perfectly there as well, steals the ball away. Gibbons has the mismatch, passes out to Leach. Leach is 3, too strong. So a timeout called. Copleston have a 56-45 lead over the Mystics. Hannah Gray has been spectacular, 18 points personal, along with 6 rebounds and 5 assists. Louisa Gibbons, a double-double for her, 11 rebounds and 14 points. And for Manchester, Tyrene Abodo leading away with 13 points, 7 rebounds and 6 assists. And Ellie Costa on 12 points. Isabel Robinson, though, has been really impactful off the bench. 2 points, but 8 rebounds, 5 of them offensive. She
has earned every single one of those rebounds. She really has. She was absolutely battling it down. Do you want to say it or do I? Go on.
Alex Hernandez has 7 steals. 7.
Yeah.
7 steals for Alex Hernandez.
And
wow.
I think sometimes, you know, you've got to look at it from a coaching perspective. When, you know, you are picking up fouls and you are now at the maximum of those 5 fouls, you've got to tie it up and weigh it up with, well, we are getting the steals then.
Yeah.
You know, okay, we're not right at this minute in time, we're not capitalising on those steals, but, you know, can we kind of, maybe that's part of Coach Pete's game plan, is that, you know, as long as we're getting the steals and we're playing tough, you know, we'll account for those free throws, we'll account for those fouls. You know, I've got a bench, I'll sub the bench and I'll rotate.
Make it part of the game plan. So back on court, 3:14 to play in the third. Copleston have their biggest lead of the game so far, and Bodo has space and will pull up and hit. And coming out of a timeout as a coach, that's exactly what you want, isn't it?
I thought it was going to be an alley-oop to Izzy Robinson, and I can't lie. I didn't know which one it was going to be.
Gray had the hot hand for Copleston so far. Ball's knocked out of bounds, stays with Copleston.
I think we also have to remember, Kaz, as well, that Mystics have got a sixth man on the floor today, haven't they?
Yes,
it's their home crowd, so I think for them, they've got that momentum behind them, unfortunately, that Copleston don't.
And the crowd is certainly making a lot of noise as Abodo grabs the rebound and pushes it for Manchester. Abodo finds a way to the basket, puts it in! Leads down to 7. Mystics picking up full court. Hernandez and Keys going against each other. Keys swings it out to Basil. Basil, shot bounces out. Costa grabs the ball, it's loose. And the call on the floor is a foul. Was it a foul just before the jump ball was attempted?
I think so. Somebody fouled somebody.
Louisa Gibbons is called for her first foul.
Okay.
That'll give Copleston their first team foul. But also,
I'm glad you're here, Kaz.
How impressive is that for Louisa Gibbons? Plays as strong as she does in the post, but to only pick up her first foul late in the third quarter.
But again, that shows her talent, not even her talent, but her...
Abodo, back-to-back buckets for Irene Abodo, turning it on here in the third quarter. Gibbons will try a 3 and hits it from deep. She's deep in her back. She's showing everything she can do.
She really is. She is showing
you want
her talent
a point
today.
guard dribbling the ball, you want a three-point shooter, you want a defender. Fouls called on Copleston.
Thought that was going to be one of your jump balls then, Kaz.
See Holly Ensel and Katie York back in, Cara Basil and Hannah Gray take a seat. Abodo pulls up for the short 2, bounces out. Keys, she's got space for the shot, decides to pass out of it. Leach with a deep 3.
She just does that so casually.
She does, doesn't she?
Yeah.
This is what I do.
Yeah.
This is what I'm going to do. Keris Leach.
She's honestly one of my favourite shooters just because of the way she just that coolness that she does when she shoots it.
Because she knows I'm going to make this because I'm a great three-point shooter, as Chinnamassa's shot won't go. Manchester ball. And every time Manchester make a bit of a run, Copleston just able to pull away.
Yeah, they are. They really are. They're really dictating the pace of this game right now and really dictating the control.
Costa looks to get it in. Abodo to the basket. Too much on it. Last 40 seconds of the third. Gibbons hands it off to Keys. Keys. Good ball movement here from Copleston. Deep 3 from Keris Leach, who is on fire from behind the arc. Leach now up to 19 points. Abodo. 10 seconds. Karina Costa for 3 off the front of the rim. Mystics fighting for the rebound. Jump ball is called, but possession will go the way of Copleston. And with 3.7 seconds left, it's going to have to be a long shot. I wonder if Keris Leach is going to get in place. Because it's not a long shot for her, it's just a shot, isn't it? It's just an average shot. So Leach has it, will launch from the halfway line. Won't go. And at the end of the third, Copleston have a 14-point lead over the Mystics. They took that quarter 23-15, matching their total from the first quarter, Hannah. And Manchester just not able to kind of get some of those shots to fall.
They're not, and I think, it all comes from, like I said, and I've said it time and time again, their defense fuels their offense, and they're not they've not had as many steals and they've not had as many runs today. Today. In that last quarter. Apologies.
It's been a long day.
It's been a very long day. I'm very sorry. Whereas Copleston, you know, they've controlled the ball, they've moved the ball well, they've had all their, you know. I forgot my point.
That's all right. They had they've been running.
That's it. That's where I was going. Thanks.
That's what you were going
It's
for.
so good that you're here, Kaz. Honestly, I don't know what we'd do without you. Yeah, sorry. Copleston have been moving the ball really, really well, and I think their zone has just been so effective. They've been swallowing the inside. I mean, Irene has found some really great drives, but I think overall, you know, they're getting those defensive boards. You know, Manchester aren't able to get any second chance points. And Copleston are running, you know, they really are pushing the ball up the floor. So I think right now, you know, Manchester have got to have a real serious think about how they're going to take a step further, you know, to try and see if they can grapple, get a go with this lead.
You see there the third quarter stats, at the end of the third quarter, so Manchester having hit 4 threes, but 9 for Copleston, and that's been, you know, Kerry Sleech all over, hasn't it? She's already got 5 so far, up to 19 points personal for Leach. She averages 17.3 in the WEABL this season, and she's such a dangerous shooter. Like, you give her some space, yeah, but you'd still have to get out to her like a foot behind the three-point line because she's got that Sabrina Ionescu range. Yeah,
she does, and she can just, you know, she's got that confidence. And then when you've got somebody that's so, what's the word with you? I'm struggling here today, Kaz. Composure.
Yes.
That's the word. She's got the most perfect composure when she's shooting, and I think that type of person, you know, they will just shoot it no matter what distance they're at. But also if they've got somebody in their face as well.
It's not rushed, is
it?
She's
no,
just
absolutely
still,
not.
Yeah. So back out on court for the fourth quarter. 10 more minutes of basketball to play. A big thank you to everybody joining us live here on the Basketball England YouTube channel. We've got Alex Escriva in the comments, previous Manchester Mystics player. I hope you're doing good, Alex. Thanks for tuning in. Let's see what the Mystics can do here in the fourth quarter as Robinson's shot won't go. And Manchester will need to look to make a run here early on.
Yeah, I think they need to get some momentum behind themselves here.
Ball's intercepted, Abodo has it, Costa up ahead, Abodo's going to step through, go all the way. And a long pass over to Ensel. Ensel, her shot won't go. Manchester will get it back. Manchester's a bit lucky there, leaving the leaking player open.
Yeah, I think sometimes as well you've got to risk whether 2 points or a foul.
As Robinson meets Ensel. Gray gets the bump on the play, so that'll be foul number 4 on Faith Lord.
That was so unlucky because that was such a nice layup. If that had just dropped in, that would have been a great three-point play.
Spinning round, wasn't it? So 4th foul on Lord, Hannah Gray at the foul line. Player that's spent a lot of time with Ipswich in Division 1 throughout their different age groups, representing Copleston here in the WABL, had a really strong comeback after being injured a couple of seasons ago, and it's really good to see, isn't it, her out on court just lighting it up.
Yeah, and being really tough with it as well.
And Gray's called for the foul on that play, so that puts Gray on 4 fouls. She's going to come out. Maisie Keys is going to check back in.
You're following it right. I guess someone is.
There's just a lot going on, isn't there? Wyatt Gore back in for Manchester. Hands off to Abodo. Using the screen from Robinson. Oh, got it. Great fake. Pass inside to Robinson. Gibbons gets the ball into York's hands. Keys passes over to Leach. Leach with a scoop layup. You want threes, you want layups. Kerry Leach, she's going to do it all.
the way she can just drive to basket with open the lanes up is fantastic.
21 points for Leach, extends the lead up to 17 for Copleston. Ellie Costa driving through and a travel called. As Copleston doing a really good job defensively here to force the turnover. Keys into Ensel. Ensel turns, fouled on the shot, so she'll go to the line. And that'll be on Robinson, her third. So Holly Ensel, second in the WEABL this season in blocks per game with just under 2 per game. Has 3 today so far. Doesn't get the first free throw to fall. But a player that came up through the Kingston Lions, off the rim. An offensive board for Copleston. Ensel out to York. York lines up a 3. No good. Ensel puts it back in though, cleaning up the glass.
You got to box her out. You know, you got to get on there. Got to get a body on her.
Costa. Long 3 is good. Keys backs it out. Going against Hernandez. And Alex Hernandez knocks the ball away. Aboado will lay it in, and Gibbons just took a bit of a knock, hit the floor. Looks like she'll be able to walk it off, but Aboado and Hernandez forcing the turnover and then converting on the points.
Yeah, they're not backing down. They're still staying in this, I think, which is tough.
And I think, as we mentioned before, if you're Manchester here, you want to try and get this to a 10-point game and then chip into it. But Harris Leach might have something to say about that, as she doesn't get the 3 that time. Aboado racing down the court, weaving through the defense. And it's got a stop on the floor. As didn't catch what happened though. Gibbons looked like she may have got caught. So Gibbons is going to take a seat. We'll also have a timeout called.
I think she might have taken a bit of a knock. I don't know whether it's maybe from the
play before.
From the play before, yeah.
She'll get seen to. I hope she's doing okay. Such a key part to this team as well. We've spoken about her all game long. She's on 17 points with 12 rebounds, 5 assists and 4 steals. And for Manchester, a 14-point deficit, Hannah. If they can cut this to 10, then get it to single digits, it starts to feel a bit more manageable, doesn't it?
It really does, you know, and I think Manchester are used to kind of coming back from these deficits. We've seen them in National League finals where, they've been down by 20, sometimes 30 points. But we've seen them come back and fight. They are a team, they're a gritty team, they're a determined team, and they always come back and fight, and they don't kind of, roll over and go away. So I think, but I also, to give credit to Nick Drain, he'll know that. He will know that. He'll expect that. So, there's no way that he's allowing his team to get complacent, and I think Copleston will just keep pushing for it. They will. They've got to keep that, manage that level of complacency and not just get too comfortable.
Absolutely. So teams back out on the floor. And Deanna Carrington will check in as Louisa Gibbons gets checked out on the bench for Copleston. Keys against Aboado. Keys into Ensel. Ensel's doubled. Keys calling for it on the wing. 3 won't go. Ensel's there, intercepted by Aboado. Hernandez up ahead, and Hernandez will put it in. Takes it down to a 12-point lead. And Gore got a hand on it, deflects the ball out of bounds, will stay with Copleston, but Manchester with some energy here. in the fourth quarter, and Louisa Gibbons is good to go. She's back out on court. Katie York will head to the bench. Leach, round to Gibbons. Gibbons inside, too short. Manchester ball. .6:11 to play in the fourth. Manchester looking to make a run here. Aboado, round to Gore. Ball's loose. Gore has it. 6 seconds on the shot clock. Passes out to Aboado. Aboado, 2 seconds. 1 second, has to put something up. He's fouled. And Irene Aboado going to the foul line. A chance to shoot 2 and a chance to cut it down to 10 here. That's the second foul on Ensol. Second team foul for Copleston. Both teams on 2 team fouls this quarter.
Yeah, I think, that was such great maturity there from Irene as well, that, everybody was shouting that the clock shot was running down, but she just took her time, kept her composure, and, went for that shot.
Bodo misses the first, shooting 74.2% from the free throw line this season. Gets the second one to go. Leads down to 11. Manchester picking up full court. Keys. Keys finds a way to the basket, drops it in. Costa to Robinson. Robinson has space, short jumper. No good. Carrington with the rebound. Carrington's doubled. The pressure from Manchester. And a jump ball's called. It'll go the way of Copleston. But Hannah, even though those possessions, you jump in for the jump ball, it goes the other team's way, but it means, you're going to get it back next time, doesn't it?
It's it's just that hustle, and it's saying to the other team, I'm not going anywhere, we're not going anywhere, we're staying here.
Keys pulls up for 3. And jump ball called there, so Manchester will get it back and then rewarded for the effort last time.
Exactly.
And we'll see Hannah Gray back in for Copleston. Holly Ensel heads to the bench. Gray playing on those 4 fouls for Copleston has 19 points. Has really led the team from the get-go, hasn't she?
Yeah, absolutely. She's been, I think, one of my top players for Copleston today.
Aboado to the basket. No good. And Carrington picks it up. Ball's loose. Costa gets it to Robinson. Manchester rewarded for some tough defense there. As Aboado passes to the cutting. Gore with the reverse. And gets the basket and the foul. She's going to go to the foul line for a chance at a 3-point play. And me and Hannah nearly fell off our chairs. Wyatt Gore with a big basket for the Mystics. Let's just take a breath. Let's have everyone take a breath. Gore. And doesn't get the roll. Aboado fights for the rebound. And it's a jump ball. It will go the way of Copleston. What a possession that was for Manchester. They are not going anywhere, are they?
Not.
They are fighting. Keys against Hernandez. Gray. Carrington, hands off to Keys. Keys turns and fires. Aboado with the rebound. Gore calling for it up ahead. Gore to the basket. Can't finish. Ball's with Maisie Keys. And Keys driving, intercepted by Robinson, and we've looked to have an injury on the floor. It looks like Hernandez has maybe caught an ankle as she's helped up by her teammate. And we'll have a stoppage on the floor as she's seen to by the trainers, but I think she may have just landed awkwardly.
Yeah, I think it was just an ankle roll.
It's tough. It's tough when you're playing so hard.
Oh, I felt that.
And she'll just get seen to, but Alex Hernandez putting in an absolute shift in today's game. 8 steals along with 12 points. She's been absolutely huge for Manchester, and we'll see Faith Lord back in. And she's been really integral to leading this run for Manchester here in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, she really has. She's been really setting the tempo for Manchester, you know, getting those steals, pushing the ball up and down the court.
Ellie Costa, 3, no good. Ball's out of bounds, go with Copleston. Gray, Copleston with time on their side here. Gray. Oh, what a dish to Ensol under the basket. And she's fouled on the shot. So that puts Holly Ensol at the line.
I mean, that was a great play there. That is a Copleston play. You know, they attacking the basket, looking for those little dishes inside to the bigs, you know, being really dominant in the paint, and I think that's really kind of textbook Copleston right there.
An offensive rebound goes to Copleston. They'll get another chance. 1 second, has to put something up. Leach at the buzzer. It's good if it counts. It doesn't. And it will go Manchester ball, and Manchester will have a timeout. Coach Pete Paraskiva wants to talk things over. And it's a 13-point lead for Copleston. So Hannah, a very entertaining fourth quarter that we've just seen. Manchester with a 10-9 run, but Copleston having had that advantage earlier on after that third quarter swing where they took it 23-15. So what is Coach Pete Paraskiva, Coach of the Year in the North, going to be saying to the team coming out of this quarter?
I think right now it's kind of, you know, it's about managing your players in a way that's kind of, you know, right, we need, you know, 2 3-point shots here to kind of get us back in the game, but then it's like, don't rush it after that. You know, you've got to keep your composure, you've got to stay focused. And I think as well, it's all about, you know, really kind of motivate them. Not that these guys didn't need much motivation, but, you know, it's about fighting and knowing that all those, the basic things, if you rebounded, you know, you pressure defense, if you do those things, you know, you've got a chance at staying in this game.
And just looking at the rebounding stats here, 53 rebounds to 38 for Copleston, winning the battle of the boards, but 19 offensive rebounds for Copleston. They have been working hard on the offensive glass. They really have,
and they've deserved every single one of them as well. You know, they've really fought for it, and I think they just need to kind of keep that going now for them to see them to the end of the game.
Bodo has space for the long two, it won't drop. Gibbons to Gray. Gray looking to pass out. Keys will get bumped by a Bodo. That's her third.
I think Copleston now are using the clock as their friend.
Yeah, they've got time to take advantage of it, can't they? It's a nice spin move from Ensol.
What a great move by Ensol. Great discipline with that footwork then.
Aboado to the basket. Oh, splits the defense. And Irene Aboado up to 24 points. Gray. Gray goes coast to coast. And that's a bit of a difficulty that when you're picking up full court like that, it can leave players open further down.
Yeah, absolutely. But I mean, you know, not taking anything away from Hannah Gray there, how tough she was, you know, going coast to coast.
Costa hands back to Lord. Lord with a long two. No good. Gray pulls the rebound out. Again, going to go all the way to the basket. Oh, rejected by Oboado. Oboa, no. As Copleston will have the ball.
Did you just say Oboa, no? That's
I did.
Brilliant.
Keys. Long pass over to Leach. Can't give her any kind of space. That one bounces off. Oboado with the rebound. And Oboado, shot doesn't go that time. Copleston are staring down their first on-court WEABL title as it's stolen away by Costa, who goes to the basket. And Keys passes to Gray. Approaching the final minute of the fourth. Gray kicks it out. Leach, time and space for three. Gets the friendly roll. And Keris Leach, 6 made threes, 24 points. Oboado and the Mystics look to make something of these last few possessions. Three is good for Ellie Costa. And whistle on the floor. That'll be a foul on the Mystics, but that's going to take them over the limit. So Maisie Keys will head to the line. She'll have two and checking into the first game. Checking into the game for the first time. Julian back-to-back for Copleston, seeing her first time out on the court. Previously played England under 14s and was named Ipswich's team MVP back in 2022. As Keys gets the first free throw. And the second one. 2 of 2 from the line for Keys. Oboado. Oboado stepping through, passes out. Chinarasa lines up a three, it won't drop. Oboado fights for the rebound. Costa, she'll try a three, that'll spin out. And with 15 seconds to go, Copleston can dribble this out if they want. They're going to get their first piece of silverware on the court in the WEABL. Congratulations to Copleston. 83-68 winners over the Manchester Mystics. They were here this time last year, came up short against Kohler, used that experience, and it looks like it's just fueled the team today.
Yeah, absolutely. I think, you know, they were coming here today just so determined. You know, they weren't letting it go this time, and I think it was so well deserved. They absolutely killed it today. You know, they really, really fought a tough battle, and I think, you know, commiserations to the Mystics. They did really fight back, and I think, you know, they weren't going away. I just think, unfortunately, today Copleston had the upper hand on this one.
Yeah, Manchester played a really tough, hard-fought game. As you said, didn't go away, kept making that run. Alex Hernandez and Isabel Robinson leading the charge defensively. Hernandez with those 8 steals and 12 points. Izzy Robinson, 2 points, but 8 rebounds, 3 assists, 3 steals, and 3 blocks. And scoring-wise, Ellie Costa and Irene Oboado just making it rain. 20 points from Ellie Costa, along with 4 steals. Irene Oboado played the full 40 minutes, 24 points, 12 rebounds, 9 assists.
Nearly had a triple-double there.
Nearly had a triple-double, just 1 more assist away from it and 3 steals. But looking at Copleston, Hannah Gray, we spoke about her to start the game. She came out from tip, just absolutely on fire. 21 points, shooting 8 of 11 from the field, 10 rebounds, a double-double for her, 7 assists. And Kerry Sleech led the way in scoring those 24 points, 6 made threes, 6 rebounds. And Louisa Gibbons adding a double-double, 17 points and 14 rebounds. We can see there the three-point shooting, 10 made threes to 6 for Copleston over Manchester. And rebounding-wise, a real difference you can see there, Hannah, 58 to 40.
Yeah, and absolutely, you know, we were saying that throughout the game. I think there was quite a few there where, you know, they weren't able to kind of get a body on people under the court, under the boards, and I think Copleston were able to get quite a few more second chance points there.
And really interesting though, Manchester with 21 steals to Copleston's 9. Manchester with 28 points from turnovers, and Copleston with 15 points from turnovers. But Manchester, it shows what they do. They're able to steal the ball. They can get those points. It was perhaps just in other areas that Copleston had that advantage. Threes inside.
It was, and I think, you know, it comes back to what I said at the beginning, where I think Copleston are very clinical. You know, they are a team that they drill through their workouts, and you can see, and it's evident. And I think Coach Drain has got such a fantastic game plan, and I think the way he implements it, along with Harriet Wellen, I think it's just tried and tested. And I think they've come through today, and they've finally got that silverware for them.
And we mentioned in the first half, so Copleston weren't able to get to the line as much in that first half. Really flipped things in the second. 21 free throw attempts, making 13. Manchester just 4 of 10. And we spoke about Ellie Foster and the drives that she had in the first half, but in the second, Copleston looked like they were able to flip that. They were able to take their drives and close Manchester down. Yeah, they really were. And I think, you know, it all stems from the fact that, you know, they've settled into it quite nicely with those threes. I think once you kind of get a few big threes under your belt, it settles you offensively, and you can kind of feel a bit more comfortable and a bit more confident then to drive to the basket, to go through the open lanes. So congratulations to Copleston. We will have the presentation of the MVP and the trophy very shortly, as the teams are currently picking up their runners-up and winners medals. And there's a lot of competition out there, I think, Hannah, isn't there? You've got Hannah Gray, Kerry Sleech, Louisa Gibbons, just all really making an impact on the game.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I know who my favourite is, but I think, yeah, every single one of them today really turned up and really left everything on the court, you know, and I think they just all deserve it. They just played with their hearts out.
They really did, and you know, this is a team that, you know, there'll have been players that will have been here last year, players also that are playing Division 1 and were at the National Cup, playing the under-18 level. But Copleston and Ipswich as an organisation, they just do a really good job, don't they, throughout the programme, developing the players and bringing them through. Yeah, I mean, it's such the foundation of that academy, I think, is fantastic, you know, and I think the fact that they've got all these players, you know, that are now going off, you know, Louisa Gibbons off to the University of Vermont. They had 3 last year, I think it was, that went off with off to the States. So I think, you know, they really have a really successful program in place. So yeah, it's no surprise that silverware follows them. And head coach Nick Drain there picking up his winners medal. Assistant coach Harriet Wellham and assistant Tom Kelly, but Harriet Wellham as well, we spoke about her earlier, didn't we? Being able to learn, much like from players in the CBL final, learning from Andre Lockhart, learning from Harriet Wellham out here on court. It's just an incredible opportunity, isn't it?
It really is, yeah.
So, as we await the MVP announcements, it is Hannah Gray, 21 points, 10 rebounds, 7 assists.
That was very well deserved. I think that was the best selection there. You know, she came on from the beginning and absolutely played with fire. I think she really got the momentum going for this team. The way she was able to drive to the basket and really kind of accepted the contact, and I think, yeah, that was really, really well deserved.
She was 72% from the field as well, just 8 of 11. Very, very efficient.
Yeah, very efficient.
As you say, very well deserved, and it'll be Hannah Gray and Louisa Gibbons that will go up to collect the winner's plaque for Copleston. Their second title since they were named co-winners with Kohler in the 1920 COVID-shortened season, but their first win on court this season. Copleston are your WEABL 2024-2025 winners. Congratulations, an 83-68 win over the Manchester Mystics. A hard-fought victory. They were able to come back after Manchester took the lead early on. But huge performances all round and a big game, well-deserved MVP for Hannah Gray. Maisie Keys back in her hometown as well, dropping in 10 points with 6 assists and 5 steals. As Copleston go and celebrate with the travelling fans. And for Manchester, it's tough, isn't it? You reach this stage and you come up short, but there's a lot of positives for this team to take, and also they can see the situation Copleston were in last year. They came up against Kohler, and it's kind of that experience.
Kaz, the majority of this team, they are a very young team, so I think they've got, depending on their pathway, some of them have got another two years yet. So I think this is just kind of a step, and to make history by coming to the first WEABL final, and have such a battle that they have, it's only going to go better from here.
Absolutely, and MVP of the North in Ellie Costa, under 17 Player of the Year Irina Boado, Defensive Player of the Year Alex Hernandez. Irene and Ellie playing their first years, as you said.
Exactly.
And for Copleston, what a great finish for her WEABL career for Louisa Gibbons, heading over to Vermont in September, and just. It was that battle inside, wasn't it? Her and Izzy Robinson.
It really was. It was so exciting to watch.
So we're going to go down courtside very shortly with Isha Nair, and she's going to be speaking to MVP Hannah Gray and head coach Nick Drain to get their thoughts on today's game. And Hannah Gray, those 21 points. A player that averages 12.5 points per game, nearly doubling that, and that's, big-time players step up in big-time finals.
Exactly, stepping up, on a final like this is exactly what you want from your players.
So, coming up after this game at 5 o'clock, we've got the EABL final between Barking Abbey and Myerscough. That'll be live on the Basketball England YouTube channel. But right now, we're going to go courtside with Isha Nair, who's with Nick Drain and MVP Hannah Gray. Over to you, Isha.
Thanks, guys. I'm here now courtside with head coach Nick Drain and MVP Hannah Gray. Guys, first of all, congrats on the win. It was an amazing game. How does it feel to get that win and take home another championship?
So surreal. We've been waiting on this for so many years now. And it's a fairy tale ending. It's amazing. It feels great.
Nick, it feels like every time at a final, I end up interviewing you at the end of the games. So, again, another title. How does it feel to bring that back to Ipswich?
Titles are great, but I know it's a cliche, but our thing's all about developing these young men and women and developing young people through the game of basketball. And if you can get some medals and trophies along the way, that makes it even better. And this young lady's story is just the most inspirational story. So I'm incredibly proud of all of them, but this is very special for Hannah Gray.
Yeah, Hannah, you had a crazy start line. You had 21 points, you had 10 rebounds, 7 assists, on 72% shooting. I mean, that's an amazing performance. How did it feel to go out there and perform on the biggest stage in academy basketball in England?
It feels great. I mean, I've missed the last couple of years due to injury, so the feeling to come back and play well it's great. I loved it. It's so fun.
Yeah, so final kind of point is, what's your sights on now? Is it champion? Is it Final Fours, the NBL D1 finals? Is that what your kind of sights are on?
All of it. Absolutely. Yeah. This is, it's the end of March. It's the most fun time of the year. Every game's a knockout game. Some of these girls are too old for under 18, so their focus is very much on Division 1. So we have under 18s and Division 1 still to go, and before Final Fours and more finals, we've got to get there. And so we're going to practice tomorrow.
Yeah, straight back to it. Really good job, guys. Well done. I hope you enjoy the win.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Great to hear from head coach Nick Drain and MVP Hannah Gray there. As Nick alluded to, what a great story for Hannah, having you know, overcome injuries in the past. It's really great to see her back out on court and just performing at the highest level. A well-deserved MVP. And congratulations to Copleston, their first on-court win in the WEABL finals. A well-deserved piece of silverware, and players with a lot to look out for throughout the next few years. So coming up at 5 o'clock, we've got the EABL final between Barking Abbey and Myerscough College. That's live on the Basketball England YouTube channel, so make sure to stay tuned for that one. Going to be an absolutely fantastic final. It's a rematch of a game we saw a couple of years ago, back in 2022-23 season, where Barking Abbey came out on top. So a big thank you again to everyone joining us live here on the Basketball England YouTube channel. Make sure to like and subscribe, and a big thank you to all our sponsors: Wilson, Sure Shot, Dynamic, SportServe, UK Sport, and of course Basketball England for putting on such a fantastic event. We're not done yet. One more game to go, so make sure to have a bit of a break, get a drink, get something to eat, and then come back at 5 o'clock for the final game of the day. From myself, Kaz Bullock, and from Hannah Alty, Anisha Nair, we'll see you very soon.